Alex Educator, and today I will be showing you how to do the online version of Camp Ready, Set, Code. If you don't have access to a computer, fear not. We also created an unplugged version of this camp that will be explained in another video. Our first step is to go to the internet and type in hourofcode.com. Now that we're on the site, you can see in the upper right corner a little tab called Activities. We're going to click on that so we can find our camp. From there, we want to select grades 2 to 5. This coding game is for grades 2 to 8, which makes it easy for new coders and complex enough for everyday coders. We're going to have to scroll down kind of far to get to this item. While we're scrolling, you can see a lot of other different cool coding games that you can try after we finish the one that we're doing for our camp. This is the program that we're going to be doing. It's called Robot Restaurant Puzzler, and it's by Code Avengers, and it has a little robot on the front. We're going to click on this, and we're going to click Start. This is the one that we're going to play with, and I'm going to do the first puzzle with you, and then the rest you're going to do by yourself. For this game, it gives you options to watch videos with it. You don't need the videos, but they are fun additions to the game that provide animations. So there's these little 3 side categories over here. One says Learn, one says Create, and then there's a bottom one that says Tips. Tips can help you if you're struggling on a certain coding problem, while Create gives us instructions of what to do, and Learn teaches us about coding itself. So let's start with the Learn section. It says, follow an algorithm. Welcome to Food Avengers. There is a lot to do. Follow the algorithm to set up the restaurant. An algorithm is a list of steps that tells us how to solve a problem. Coordinates are a set of numbers and letters used to find squares on a grid. For example, B9 has a table. Why don't we look over on our grid and look for B9? So we're first going to look for our B piece, and then we're going to scroll down to the letters and find the B9 spot. And yep, there's a table there. So now we're going to be adding things to our grid following the create methods. So it wants us to place 9 plants and 6 tables into the grid, and it says to use this algorithm, so these steps. So the first step says plants. We want to put plants in C3, D3, and E3. So since I know that 3 is always in the same area, I know that they're going to be all on this plane, but we now have to match it up with the other letters. So C, D, and E. So C and 3 meet up right here. So I'm going to take my plant icon over here, and I'm going to drag it over. And then I know it's going to be on this plane, so I'm just going to look for the D and the E spot. So D's right here, so it'll go right there. And then E goes right here as well. If you're having trouble with the problem, you can click the little question mark right here, and it can give you a hint on how to solve the problem. This hint says, drag a plant from the sidebar. Place it in a square that matches C and 3. Repeat it for D3 and E3. That's a pretty good hint. Now we're going to do task 2. Put plants in C7, D7, and E7. So that sounds pretty similar to our first task. So I'm going to find the 7 bar, and I know that it's going to match up with these plants because C, D, and E, so I'm going to put my 3 plants right there. Task 3 says put plants in D4, D5, and D6. So I'm going to do that. But in case you accidentally drag and it drops right there, we can click this undo button and we can restart over. So I'm just going to quickly replace our pieces where they need to go. But there's always an option to go back and fix an error that was past made. So we're on step 3 right now, where we add it to D4, D5, and D6. Now we're at the next spot that says, put tables in C4, C5, and C6. I can see that the common thing is the C, not the number this time. So they're all going to be in this column, but they're not going to have the same row. So C4, C5, and C6 all go in these 3 spots. So I'm going to grab my table icon and I'm going to press them into those spots. And for step 5, it says put tables in E4, E5, and E6. So I know they're going to be in the same column, the E column. And I know that these were all in 4, 5, and 6. So that means that the tables are going to be here, here, and here. The next step says to click the check mark to see if you are correct. So I'm going to go over here and click check. And it says, well done, task complete. And then you're going to go and click this little arrow button that says next to continue to the next task. I'm going to let you guys continue on by yourselves and work through the problems. Good luck and have a great time.